Hello, everybody. I got some recent acquisitions to show you today. One thing I didn't do that I typically do is make a goals video for the year. I did make goals, I just didn't make a video. And probably because it wouldn't have been that compelling of a video. Really, what I wanted to do was just focus on a couple sets and really narrow them down to hopefully nothing, and sort of take it from there. I have been getting other things here and there, but mostly I've stuck to just chipping away at these sets. So they are 73 tops, 64 tops, and my autograph set, the 92 Action Packed ASG. So the first card is easily the coolest of the bunch. So if you're worried about, like keeping it exciting, you can just kind of tune out after this. But this is my very first autograph of this Hall of Famer. It came slabbed. And because a couple of my other Hall of Famers from this set are in PSA, and this is a BGS, I decided to send in my remaining unslabbed Hall of Famers to BGS since it's already going to be a hybrid kind of thing. But really happy to, and it wasn't crooked earlier. Well, Bob Gibson. Oh, the glare. There it is. And I was really happy to get this. A little under 60 bucks to my door. Obviously deceased. When he passed away, I did a video, and I think I made a comment about how upset I was because I thought I had a Bob Gibson auto. But there he is for the set. And this is actually like the proof of the prototype, which the number, prototype. It's number 3 of the prototypes. And I believe, number 2 of the prototypes. And I believe it's number 3 in the actual set. I just count this as the actual set hit because just like the Spawn that I have, the prototype, it's the exact same card. They didn't change anything. So for the set, that counts. On to 73. One of the coolest cards in the set, the Fisk. And if you don't have to have a card slabbed because it's going to go into a binder, and you're willing to deal with some corners and some centering, and you really just care about getting the card that's good enough for you, you get a cool card like this for 10 bucks sent to your door. Really happy to get that one. And the other one for 73, pardon me, is the World Series Game 1, Tennis the Menace. And he was a menace in Game 1. He had 2 homers, both of them off Gary Nolan. Drove in 3. And the Oakland A's were on their way in 72. Did I say 73? Oh, they won anyway. So, 64. Somebody reached out to me in the card community. I promised to protect their anonymity, but they work at a card shop, and their boss bought an entire 64 complete set, broke out the Hall of Famers to get slabbed, and they reached out to me and said, "What do you need?" So I shot them my want list. And I said, I only really have like 50 bucks to spend right now, 45 bucks. So have your boss go to my last card and get me as many of those high numbers as you can get for that 45 bucks. So I was able to get 7 cards here, and really happy with them. So let's go through them one at a time. Number 563. Dal Maxville. He was on Bob Gibson's 68 World Series team. Unfortunately, he didn't contribute much because he went 0 for 22. Yikes. But he gets that ring either way, so I imagine he would have liked to have contributed more. But and these prices that you see on some of these are not what I paid. I paid an average of, I figured, of $5.50 each, and they're all in like decent condition. So this one's probably my favorite, Gene Conley. So he played in the sorry, Major League Baseball and the NBA, two-way player. Baseball from 52 to 63. And since this is a 64, this is one of those cool cards with the full stats. Played in the NBA from 52 to 53, and again 56 to 64. And he played, he's one of just two people to win a title in two major sports, two different major sports. So he won the World Series with the Braves in 57. And then he won three titles with the Celtics in the late 50s and early 60s. So went right from winning a World Series with the Boston Braves to winning three titles for the Boston Celtics. So he is the man, Gene Conley, and he went to Wazoo. He went to Washington State University. So now I need to go and find a cool basketball card of Gene Conley. That is definitely something I want to do. Gordy Coleman. I love my ring light. I just have to figure out how to work with it. Number 577, played for the 61 Reds. Helped them, the pennant winning 61 Reds, and is in the Reds Hall of Fame. Red Sox team card. Red Sox weren't that great in 64, but somewhere on that card is Carl Yastrzemski. I need a magnifying glass to find him. Card 580, Mr. Johnny Padres. And I sort of want to do a standalone video on Johnny Padres because he's really cool. But he was the guy that finally beat the New York American League team, finally delivered a title to the Brooklyn Dodgers in 55 by dominating the New York team. And the Dodgers had trouble beating New York. I played them something like 6 consecutive World Series and couldn't beat them. Finally, Padres delivers a title to Brooklyn. Then he went, after they moved to LA, and he was on three teams that won the titles World Series in LA. So he's got a lot of hardware. And he was a 4-time All-Star. So Johnny Padres is really cool. I remember about a week ago, I started watching an hour-long or maybe an hour-and-a-half-long interview on YouTube that somebody was doing with Johnny Padres as he was like a fairly old man. And then I lost track of it. I need to pick it back up because I wanted to, like I said, I want to do a different video on Padres because he's a really cool guy. Two more here. This is card 580, and couple rookies for the New York American League team. Whenever I have a card like this and neither player is really a standout, I like to kind of pit them against each other and see like who was the best one. And so Gonzalez, he had a career WAR of 1.3 and had about 1,000 at bats. And Moore had a career WAR of 0.1, had just 50 at bats. By the way, this is card 581. So Pedro Gonzalez wins the rookie WAR on that card. And this is one of the last cards of the set. There's only one numbered higher. This is 586. Jimmy Pearsall, 2-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove. There's a book about Jimmy Pearsall called Fear Strikes Out. And if you read some of his exploits, I have not read Fear Strikes Out, but look at his wiki and some other stuff. And he was a weird dude, weird, wild guy. Well, I hope your week isn't too weird and wild. I'm due for like a chill week. It's Tuesday morning now, so I don't know. I could use a day. Some deep breaths. Don't do Jimmy Pearsall things this week. But do keep watching YouTube videos. And thank you for watching this one. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.